Very good morning to you and a warm welcome to our program Spotlight. And on Spotlight we usually focus on current topics, and today we'll be touching on essential goods and services and how Lanka Satosa intends to serve the public better. So with us in the studios today to enlighten us on this topic, we have the Managing Director of Lanka Satosa Limited, Mr. Ranjit Rupavahini. He is also the founder, president and CEO of Sri Lanka Technological Campus. We're honored to have you with us this morning.
Good morning to all. Thank you so much for inviting me, Sharifa.
Thank you very much for accepting our invitation and for being here today on
Pleasure.
Spotlight. And today we'll be touching mostly on the reliefs given to the public and about Lanka Satosa. So before we commence the program, I thought of touching on about yourself, because I did mention that you're the founder, president and CEO of Sri Lanka Technological Campus. How did you get into Satosa?
That is something very interesting and quite interesting to me as well, because that was not something that I expected. Actually, I had to get involved with digitalization of Satosa with an in request of Honorable Minister Bandula Gunawardena. He wanted me to come and help the project, and I got involved, and later I was invited to sit in the board of directors, and then had to take the challenge of managing Satosa as managing director. So that's how I came into this position, and of course it's a completely new industry for me after 20 plus years experience in telco and IT sector.
Exactly. So speaking of the IT sector, now getting into Lanka Satosa, I'm sure you're trying to introduce something related to IT even to Lanka Satosa. So let's talk about the digitalization process of the branches.
Yeah, I know, like everybody is aware that Lanka Satosa is the biggest retail chain in the country, and running outlets all over the country in each district. And we have more than, at the time that I took over, it was around 410 outlets. But unfortunately, Satosa didn't focus on digitalization and bringing IT into their operations. So what Honorable Minister at that time wanted to bring as much as possible the online solutions and IT solution to improve the efficiency of operations of Satosa. So that's how I came on, and then of course we introduced a proper ERP solution to Lanka Satosa. Now all our warehouses and all our outlets are connected to a single system, so that we have a better monitoring options, and also we have better control over all the actions that Satosa does, and at the same time we can do serve better to public, because we are well aware about the stocks at individual shops, and we can manage the supply chain better.
And how about the target market of Lanka Satosa in Sri Lanka?
Like Satosa was established for a specific purpose. It's owned by the Sri Lanka the government, and mainly to make the essential items available for the public, and also to maintain stabilized pricing in the market. So we are not actually trying to capitalize or optimize our profit, but to make sure that we get the objectives that it was established at the beginning. So there are two: one actually to maintain reasonable price and make sure that we make the essential commodities available to the public. So our community and the target market is like the middle income and low income community in the country, as we are reaching them to their areas of residence. So that's that segment. Of course, we are I hope Satosa is doing a good job, and I hope now Satosa has come to a different level which we can think of going for a different segment of market as well.
Speaking of that, so do you intend to make any changes with regards to that in terms of attracting more people into it? How about a web portal?
Yeah, we actually recently introduced our online ordering system. Anyone can call 1998, our short code for ordering of goods, and we have a delivery system as well. We are the only retail chain providing delivery to all over the country within 24 hours. So that is something that we did very recently, and it's getting popularity as well. And also we have done some changes in our product portfolio as well, what we sell, because we had more than 17,000 goods in our outlets without properly targeting the segment that we are trying to capture. So we brought it down, and we have now sell only 2,000 plus commodities which we believe which we think it's important and essential for the community that we serve. And by doing that, of course, we improve our efficiency a lot.
Exactly. And let's also talk about the expansion of branches of Satosa.
That is something very important because it's our Minister Honorable Bandula Gunawardena is always expressing his desire to reach the market segment living at the end of the edge of this all the areas. So we want to target the rural segment as much as possible, because they are the segment least served. So we started with I think I started 7-8 months ago. At that time it was only 410 outlets. We managed to bring it up to 445, adding 30 plus outlets, and we are planning to expand it to 400 plus within next couple of months. By 31st of March, branch network will expand up to 500, so that we are reaching a bigger segment of market with better service.
And this is in the rural areas. How about the western province?
Not only rural, actually even the western province and the townships, not only within the city limits. We are trying to bring our shops to the outskirts of the city as well. That's actually in Colombo and Gampaha we will have around 50 outlets within next couple of months.
And how about projects to uplift farmers? Has Satosa initiated any of these projects?
We have several projects, I think, which I should mention. One important thing is this purchasing of green grams directly from farmers, so that we eliminate the middlemen. And this we started as a pilot project, which was very successful. Actually, later His Excellency Gotabaya Rajapaksa also intervened and gave a different subsidy to consumers as well as farmers. And what we realized, by eliminating middlemen, we can give a better pricing for the farmers, and also better price for goods to the customers as well. So that is one area that Satosa can focus on, and we believe in future by doing that we can serve both the customers and also farmers. That's one project that I would like to highlight. Apart from that, actually I just want to bring another important project that we started with a private sector company to introduce this water bottle, drinking water bottle. What we do, we take back the empty bottle for 10 rupees and send this bottle for recycling. So the maximum retail price of the water bottle in Sri Lanka is 35, but with 10 rupees for the bottle you get it for 20 rupees. So that is one thing, you get the customers will have the price advantage. The other thing, environment will have a huge advantage because we don't put plastic out.
Exactly, and we are all targeting on going green, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, we are a huge organization. So very small initiative like that have a huge impact overall and across the country as well.
And for this, I think it would be great if, as you mentioned previously, to attract another target crowd as well to Sathosa. So you did mention that there's a web portal and then branch network will be expanded further. And how about the outlook?
I know that's what people in your generation is looking for, but I think the most important thing is to making sure that all the essential things are available in the stores first. So I'm currently focusing on that. We need to make availability right, and then of course we will make sure that you get a nice shop for you to do shopping.
And let's also talk about the reliefs offered to the public.
We do many initiatives. For example, we introduce just before the new year, we introduced Sahana Malla, which cost around 1,998 rupees. But when you buy the same stuff from outside, the cost would around 2,600. So it's like 600 rupees advantage for 2,000 rupee worth goods. So this is what Sathosa does. I mean, you have at least a 30% reduction of your total expenditure when you are shopping with Sathosa.
And how does Sathosa manage to do all this in the current situation?
That is pretty interesting as well as challenging, but I must say that the Minister of Trade, Honorable Dr. Bandula Gunawardena, is very enthusiastic about Sathosa itself, and also he has his vision to bring this current situation under control and provide essential good items to public as much as possible. So with his guidance, we do approach. We have changed our approach in many different ways. For example, we used to sell local rice previously, but now we are importing rice through STC and sell it to the public at very reasonable price. And also we have introduced several products under Sathosa brand so that we bring down the margins and give at least a 10% price advantage to customers. So likewise, we have taken many initiatives which we can actually pass benefits to the customers. And I know, like if I say like we have 100% availability, which is not correct, but we are trying to at least maintain 90% availability of items and all the time. So that's the target, but we are improving. That's the most important thing.
Exactly, and the most important thing in this situation is to provide relief to the public, and that's exactly what Sathosa is doing right now. And how about the profitability, now that we spoke about the relief measures?
Profit is not something relevant to Sathosa, because our objective is not maximizing profit. But I should say, when I took over, the numbers that I saw was very alarming. Sathosa was recorded 20 billion loss during last couple of years, and it was recorded 1 billion loss last year. So I had a challenge to overcome this, because after all it's public money that we just putting into a different way. So we had to maximize the profitability to achieve at least the break even, if not profit. So last year we managed to bring down the loss by 56%. It was 1.2 billion and we brought it to 450 million this year. And last quarter it was profitable quarter, first time in the history of Satosa. And December we recorded 45 million net profit. So again that is first time in the history of Lanka Satosa. So overall Satosa is turning towards the right direction. I hope in next year this year we will be able to achieve the break even.
What more is on the pipeline, Mr. Rupavahini?
There are many more that we can do. One thing, we can expand this purchasing and selling directly from farmers to the customers. That is one thing, and then we can actually expand our online solutions so that public, both local and foreign expats, Sri Lankan expats can use Satosa to deliver their goods or to serve their relatives directly through Satosa delivery service. And of course what I am thinking, as you rightly said, we have to have a different outlook to Satosa and their outlets so that we can target different market segment as well and serve them as well. So that is the basic stuff, and of course we want to make sure that we don't waste public money.
And Mr. Rupavahini, you did mention that there will be many more branches coming up. So do you intend to have like different facilities in each branch, or is it going to be similar to what's there in the rural area and what's there in Colombo?
No, actually we are trying to segment the outlets and keep different stuff. For example, like we don't sell vegetables in most of the times outlets, and fish and meat, and those things can be added. And also we can have pharmacy and various other stuff within outlets itself. So we are thinking of to move towards more towards modern trade from retail, so that the customer will have a complete solution under one roof.
Exactly. So it would be applicable to all the branches, or will it differ from rural areas to the Western province?
I think we should not actually differentiate. So we are trying to give the same service to everybody, so that we can either I mean, like they will experience Satosa equally everywhere.
That's actually, I think, a good approach for the general public as well. So finally, any message to the public, because we've come towards the latter part of the program?
I would rather happy to invite everybody to visit Satosa, and you will definitely have a different experience. I don't think that we can satisfy you all, but I know like you will definitely be satisfied with the price advantage that you get at the moment, but you will have a different experience over the time, and come and visit us. And also I'm very happy to invite everybody to give your comments, suggestions for us to improve. I mean, Satosa is yours, it's a public enterprise, so we are very happy to improve ourselves with your comments and suggestions. So I would like if everyone can comment and suggest a good idea, solution for Satosa for us to improve.
Everything's most welcome. All their suggestions to improve the outlets, maybe what they require.
Rather than criticizing in media and social media, why not you come and just tell us how we should do?
So which means Satosa is open for it, and they're willing to adopt and change.
Exactly. Satosa is yours.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Mr. Ranjit Rupavahini, for being a part of the show. It was really nice talking to you. Have a pleasant day ahead.
Thank you so much, Sharifa. It was a very nice interview. Thank you so much for everybody.
And with that, we conclude this week's edition of Spotlight. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day.